Okay, happy Memorial Day weekend 2024, people. We are at the U.S. Soldiers Cemetery in D.C. It was created right after the Mexican War. That's the U.S. Soldiers' home here in D.C. And so they created a little cemetery off to the side here. And the road, there's the caretaker's house. In brief history, the road came down here and came down to a little service house, and they first started burying right over there. So I'm going to show you later there. That's the first few burials there. And then, of course, something happened in 1861, an insurrection, and then they started burying behind the caretaker's house there and filled it all the way up, to the fence there. And then this is the Spanish-American War and World War I here. World War II, Korean War, modern burials. These are both war dead and veteran burials here in the U.S. Soldiers Cemetery here in D.C. And some notable features are it's a deep spring here, so there's a lot of leaves out. But up at the corner there is a 8 columns. You'll see my videos about it. And I found a picture. And you can see my videos. There's Montgomery Meigs mausoleum right there, and in a picture I showed that the columns were actually right here. There was a little, I think they went through it. Little gazebos and stands were popular back then, and they took the columns down, put them at the corner and stuff like that. And so. Like I said, that's the caretaker's house up there in the main gate. And I found maps of 1840, 1850s. It had just one single road. And it came down here to this structure down here. Obviously, this is the new structure. When I say structure, this is the footprint or the pad that they built on. Obviously, a few decades they had to rebuild and whatnot. This one, I can't. No one's ever come out, and I can't find the information. But looking at it, I would say, I don't know, 1950s, 1960s, maybe. The brick lasts a long time, and I'm sure it's not the original 1800s building. I know that. But the map always shows the road kind of ends right here and curls around. And it's not into the design now, but you would curl around here. There was a road that went all the way up to that fence here. You can kind of see the remnants of it, but it's and then the road would come around here, and you saw a lane. And then there's the building. We're behind the building right now, and there's some old trees, and these are the some of the real oldest burials. Some of them just have the sunken badge, state name, and stuff. And so right among these are some of the first burials, and sometimes the missing gaps are in the haste to bury an insurrectionist might be buried amongst the U.S. Army here, and they were removed around the 1900s and stuff. Some were moved over to Arlington Cemetery, and they built that statue that was removed recently during President McKinley days. So, but this is the oldest section of U.S. Soldier Cemetery, right behind this building right here. And they showed, this is where they first started burying. And then, like I said, the insurrection started. And then you can see the caretaker's right house. That's the first burials, and they started burying them here. And of course, it was all wooden markers for a while. And then in the 1870s, 1890s, they came in and replaced the wooden markers with these nice granite markers, various design, the sunken badge design, and Many have been replaced throughout the years. And President Abraham Lincoln's cottage is right over there in the soldier's home. And he used to ride over here and come through the cemetery. And, you know, this part on this side of the road wasn't developed when President Lincoln was around. He would come in that thing, he would just walk around this area and then go back. That was all incorporated after, right around the Spanish-American War, 1890s and stuff. So just this little corner right here was for, this is all civil insurrection dead, Civil War dead. Whichever term you want to use, I choose insurrection. Thank God we have freedom to use either term. It's a very nice, somber place to come. Remember, I'm here to remember that a lot of men lay down their lives for not just their freedom, for everybody's freedom, because people of dark skin don't have freedom. Well, you know, what about people with orange skin, people with other, you know. One person's freedom is threatened, another person's is. So it's either freedom for all or freedom for none. So think about that this Memorial Day. These are the oldest roads. If you see these wide gaps, these are the old roads. Here, I'm going through the old lanes, old dirt lanes that perhaps Abraham Lincoln trod down on a horse. Like I said, these would all be wooden markers back in his time. New York, Maine, Pennsylvania, known but to God. You can see 1862. 1862. I'm going to go to the oldest section here and I'll end the video here. To me, this is the most sacred, oldest part. Section A. Dennis Keefe, Company G, 4th New Hampshire Infantry. You can see some of these. With no dates, remember they didn't have dog tags and stuff, so. Happy Memorial Day, everyone.